Hey guys, Stuck on this pair here back new video. Today I just want to talk about how life can, screw you over even if you do the right things. Even if you follow the rules, even though you do what you're supposed to do in terms of in society's eyes, and life can still screw you over. Life can still give you these really difficult situations that you have to deal with. Um, and none of it's your fault, of course. It's just the fact is the way life is, being unfair, being messy of a thing to be playing with. I mean, it's very, very, very crazy how lots of people that do the right things in this existence still struggles, and the fact that that even happens, the fact that human beings can look at that and somehow be okay with it, even though it happens on a constant daily basis, is very concerning, very frightening. Makes me want to puke just because of the fact that, you know, people can see lives being ruined before their eyes. People can literally see good people suffer, and somehow, at a certain age, people don't take that seriously. Like, they don't really look at themselves, be like, whoa, if that person can experience that horrible shit to them and they've done everything right, why would I assume that there's some make believe leader out there or whatever entity looking down on me and protecting me when clearly these good innocent people are suffering. you know it's very naive to have these beliefs and fate, uh and observe the world through a faith-based logic or whatever, when reality doesn't give a fuck what you think. It's gonna eat you up. It's going to make your life a living hell, regardless if you're a decent person or a horrible person. It doesn't give a fuck about your race or gender. At the end of the day, you're stuck here, and the price of existence is death. It's pain and suffering. And and even if you don't die per se, you still can experience tragedies and of loved ones around you. You can still struggle to keep yourself sane, keep yourself in check in terms of making it day by day. It's very difficult. um Animals have it just as bad as we do, if not even worse. Their sensations are more intense. They haven't really paid a price in terms of having intelligence, and therefore it dulls their senses. Animals have it. Their senses are definitely stronger. They you know let's say, for example, a dog. I mean, their senses of smell is way stronger than ours. um, and that's just evidence. That's just proof of the price paid for intelligence. Um, it's just tough. I mean, I'll say this. Like, I know it's been a long time since I've made a video, but I've been dealing with some shit personally that really pisses me off, because I've done everything right at my end, and yeah, I still get screwed over somehow. Somehow I have to pay consequences for doing the right things and following the law. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable that as a society we still haven't figured that out. We haven't figured out the fact that good people shouldn't have to pay a high price. Bad deaths, bad times, dying slowly and brutally. We still haven't figured that out. You know, People like Jack Kevorkian tried their very damn best to get humanity to kind of open their eyes and see that, yeah, there's a real price here for existing on a world like this. you know and you shouldn't shy away from it. It's going to come for us all. It's going to come for me. It's going to come for you, the viewer, someday, maybe tomorrow, maybe next week. Who knows? No one knows when their final time is going to be here, but you can imagine that, just from people's experiences alone, just having conversations with people, they dealt with really bad shit, and it's not as easy as just, oh, pretend it away, or it's just happening to him. It's, as long as it's not happening to me, I don't need to worry about it. But if you're smart and if you're aware and if you take life seriously, you can see that these bad things that happen to good people, is no different than if it would happen to you. A good person having the diagnosis of cancer, yeah, that could happen to you too, retard. So don't act like you're indestructible, or you're safe from all the blight that life can give. Um, I mean, just that alone, the fact that that's a fact of life, the fact that people who do the right things, the people that do the best that they can, and yet still struggle, still suffer, still end up in really bad situations. And why isn't humanity kind of, that alone should kind of wake up humanity, be like, yeah, let's all agree that this is a crap game that we're all involved in, and we should stop it, or we should discontinue it, because where does it lead to? It leads to more suffering in the end. So why are we pretending that there's nothing to worry about here? Um, you can tell to a person's face that, yeah, this life sucks, and you can give them the evidence. You can give them all these life stories that people had experienced, and they would tell you that I would pay everything I would give away everything just to not experience that awful event again. And so we know that this happens. We know that these are real stories that happen in this planet. And yet people are gonna pretend that there's nothing to worry about here. They're gonna pretend that, nah, dude, the pleasure's worth it. The sex is worth it. All this trivial shit that we're chasing, the career, the house, the kids, the wife, and all that. It's all worth it. Um, Delusional thinking right there. I mean, if you can really be honest with yourselves and look at the blight that some people or animals have to experience, you really think that that makes any sense, and you really think that the fact that that happens in this reality, you really think that you should be gung-ho about this life when it literally torments and tortures good, innocent people and animals? I mean, you really think so? You really think that makes sense? And you're still going to believe in a faith? Or you're still going to believe in some kind of imaginary being out there that gives a fuck about you when it's literally torturing and tormenting good people and animals? I mean, specifically the animals. I mean, they don't even have intelligence. They don't even know where the fuck they are. They're having to experience torment and torture all the time, every day, and human beings can't think about that shit. They can't realize that their little silly delusions and their beliefs are kind of, or not kind of, but really silly and retarded. When you look at it for what it is, I mean, even the fact that humanity is going to struggle in the future, they're going to, as a whole, experience lots of pain and suffering with climate change coming up, with the lack of resources to keep the society going, the fact that people don't want to reproduce and have more people suffer because people are getting smarter. There's a newsletter that I saw where these boomers are saying that, oh, Gen Z doesn't want to have kids because, oh, the cost of living and this and that. And no, are you people that retarded? You don't understand that 18-year-olds and plus, they've had enough life experiences to see that this shit is messy as fuck. And why would I tell another human being that doesn't even exist right now to say, hey, I had some fun fucking for 10 minutes. Let me, brainwash the kids saying that's worth it. I'm going to bring them into this world, even though I haven't even died yet. I haven't experienced the worst that life can throw at me. And again, going back to my point of the fact that good people do have to experience horrible shit for no reason, right? And the fact that that even happens should make people pause about their actions, of what they're doing with their own existence, perpetuating biological machines to be playing gladiator games, is fucking ridiculous. That's not what intelligent animals should be doing with their brains. They should be solving problems. They should be preventing, minimizing, and reducing the risks involved with being alive. The fact that animals and human beings have to play this silly game of, eat, eat, eek, 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 and, fuck, fuck, like it's just retarded. And I mean, what does it achieve in the end? Nothing but wasted pain and suffering. So if we understand as human beings, and I know a lot of human beings don't get it because they don't take the time to just sit there and think about existing and, even having suicidal thoughts and thinking, hey, well, I'm not seeing any of this shit leading to anywhere good. It's leading nowhere near the positives that people like to pursue. Assume that life is heading somewhere. It's not heading anywhere. It's heading towards a dead end, a huge brick wall. All of your achievements, all of your work and efforts. I'm not trying to trivialize the efforts that people put into their existence and trying to make themselves useful, not only for themselves but for other people, and to be helpful. I'm not trying to trivialize that, but when you really think about it, where does it all lead to? Waste. It's just all wasted effort, wasted pain and suffering. And that's why I advocate for ethicalism, in the sense that, yeah, we should all be against this whole life thing, because it doesn't lead anywhere good. It leads nothing but pain and suffering. It leads to misery and a dead end, inevitably, for everyone. And they're silly human beings that think that, oh, we're intelligent, we're special, look at us, look at how cool we are, even though, as intelligent people should understand, the circumstances not something to be celebrating. It's not something to be glib about and happy, because if they truly understand the circumstance, yeah, it's not something to be happy about, especially when you know that whatever effort you put in this life, it's going to be for naught. It's going to be pointless in the end, because we're going to die. It's and I'm not trying to say that in a morbid way. It's just, that's the fact of life, the fact of existence. That's the price you pay for existing in a world that is gladiator games. It's a gladiator war. It's a meat grinder. It's going to get you. It's going to end you at some point. And the thing is, unlike animals, we know this. We have intelligence, so we can use our brains to solve problems. We can solve the dilemma of existence. We can. We could do it either gracefully or ungracefully, right? There's only two options here. Okay, if we use our intelligence, we cut the bullshit of faith and we use science and logic and use the facts of life and acknowledge them and understand them, then yeah, we should use our intelligence and not waste this valuable thing that we call sentient experience and consciousness, and the fact that we are biological robots that can feel. We shouldn't just waste that. We shouldn't just pretend it away. Like that's not the truth. It is the truth. We are just bugs. We aren't special. Okay, we aren't lucky to be here. Okay, because it's all based on circumstance, and that's it. It's nothing more, nothing less. I mean, that's how else did we get here? It's through evolution, and there's nothing else to understand but that. Once you understand what evolution is, once you understand the world that you're in, I mean, it is very frightful. And yes, people, me myself included, I try to cope with it the best I can. I don't want to constantly be in this negative state. It's very difficult not to be, because yeah, once you know the truth, it's like 2 plus 2. You already know what that equals. It equals 4. So you can't just pretend that 2 plus 2 equals 5. You can't just pretend that, oh, I have cancer diagnosis, I'm just going to, go to church and pray my problems away, and that's going to solve it. No, It's not going to solve the problem. And that's the scary part. That's something to to be aware of, um, when it comes to life and taking this life seriously, because there are other players playing this life game, and there are jeopardies at stake here, yours included, and the people around you included, and and any other sentient being. It's very difficult to play this life, uh, with a clear mind, and do the right things all the time. It's very difficult. Me myself including I have difficulties trying to do the best I can all the time. It's very difficult. And to pretend like you're a fucking perfect being is retarded. It's ignorant. I'm not perfect. I'm not the best of the best. I'm still an asshole. I'm still selfish at the end of the day because of the DNA molecule. I'm going to be selfish regardless. That's how every human being operates, because the fact is, we can only feel our own sensations. We can't feel other people's sensations. We don't know what the hell they're truly going through. Yeah, we could try to empathize and stuff like that. We can use our intelligence and understand and try to put ourselves in other people's shoes to understand what they're going through. But I mean, yeah, what else can you do really? Um, I think what I can do with my brain is try to, keep spreading the word of the truth, because it is important. It's not a joke. It's not a fucking game. This isn't fun. This isn't a fucking good time to be doing all the time. Sometimes I try to take breaks because, yeah, it's very difficult to sit in front of a camera and be real with people that some people just don't give a fuck, and they would like to, and some people do comment on my videos saying that, oh, it's just a mindset you gotta change, or oh, it's a you problem, not the world. Yeah, you people are the fucking most ignorant humans out there, the ones that are the naysayers, the ones that just want to ignore the problems because you're not experienced them. You're rich, right? So who the fuck cares what's happening in the world? You have money, so that's, and you claim yourself to be successful, right? In a world that's fucking failing around you, collapsing, and yet, you're gonna keep pretending everything away because, hey, it's not happening to you, man. It's not happened to me. I'm not the one with the cancer diagnosis, so I don't give a fuck. I don't care if that's a part of this. That's the price paid for this existence. I don't give a fuck, right? I'm just gonna keep coping. Pathetic, man. Just so pathetic that how people will chase the most trivial things possible and proclaim that to be worth it, to be worth the price paid for living in a world like this. It's pathetic, honestly. Careers that people chase, the ego gratification that people chase just to feel like they're not losing, And the reality is, we're technically all signed up to be failures and losers in the end, anyways. Yes, I'm technically not a failure or a loser because, yeah, I'm still alive, I'm healthy, right? I'm still moving. It doesn't matter what society thinks in terms of my situation, my, whatever I may be experiencing. At the end of the day, you know, uh, you're truly losing once you fucking die, right? Again, we're all signed up to be losers in the end, anyways. And every one of us is going to be a loser. Okay, no one wins in the end. That's childish to think that you're an actual winner. There's no such thing as winning. The only real winning situation is when everybody wins. That's the only fucking real win, when everybody doesn't have to suffer anymore. When everyone has a graceful exit, that's a real win. Okay, because that's not a net negative. That's that's not negative numbers right there. If everyone wins, but until then, human beings have to, have more conversations with among each other. They need to grow up. They need to face the facts of life, because yes, the facts of life does not scream Candyland, happy La La Land future, because the future does look very bleak, looks scary, and the only way to solve that is to use intelligence for the right reasons, and not to use intelligence just as a scheming tool for your own benefit, for your own gratification, and your own success, whatever that means. Um, So yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to say. I know it's been a while since I made a video. It's been like a good month, but I don't know. I don't think I have anything else to add on to this subject, honestly. But till then, thanks for watching, guys.